Hey, welcome back everyone, Don here. So I hadn't posted anything in a while. We took some vacation time, went to Florida. 85 degrees in Florida for 2 weeks. Get back here, wake up to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. It's good to be back though. Had a good time, visited my wife's parents and some other family members. Drove around on a golf cart. That was new to me. Driving the streets on a golf cart was was pretty cool. What else did we do? Saw some gators, played some golf, fun stuff like that. Of course, almost didn't matter what we did, right? Just spending time with family. That's the important thing. I can't see myself living down there. The climate's nice, but I don't know. Gators everywhere, lizards everywhere. I don't know. Reptiles creep me out a little. I'm sure I'd get used to it, but I can't give up where I live now. Having all 4 seasons is really good. So it's time to transition the tractor back to summer mode, and I thought I'd share with you the condition of the composite decking piece that I put on the bucket that I used for snow removal. See how that wore, and put the metal cutting edge back on, maybe put the backhoe back on, and get it all ready for summer use. I also need to start doing some yard cleanup. I got sticks everywhere. I got mold damage. Gonna have to break out the rake as well. I think my grass is gonna start taking off here. It looks like we might just skip over spring and jump right into summer. I hope that's not the case, but it's gonna be warm later this week. We'll see how it goes. So when I use this, I put it in float mode, and if you don't know what that is, with the loader stick, you just push it all the way forward, and the loader will actually float and follow the contour of the terrain that you happen to be driving on. And yeah, it's wearing pretty good. It wears more on the edges, which I think is pretty typical. But other than the extreme edge wear, I think it's holding up quite well. But it's time to take it off, and I do, like I said before in a previous video, when I installed this, I bought an 8-foot piece. It was $17. Didn't have to make any modifications to it other than to cut it to length. I have another piece, basically cut an 8-footer in half, and I have another piece, so I'd probably be good for next year. The only time I really damaged the driveway or put a scratch in it is with this edge. And that's really my fault because of the way I end up putting the bucket down. This doesn't have a level indicator necessarily. There's a sticker on the top of the bucket up over here. There's a sticker here that's not much of a level indicator. It's more of an eyeball sort of solution. So it works good enough, but it's not very precise. And so every once in a while, I tend to scrape the driveway with this back edge on both sides, and so I leave a scratch. Nothing too bad. It's working out, but it's time. I'm going to take this off and put the steel cutting edge back on, get ready for summertime. So they're stainless steel bolts, 3/4 inch. I'm going to use these one more season. I think if they come off okay, I'm going to use them one more year, and then come springtime or come fall time, I will replace them, just because using your bucket in the dirt and the sand and the gravel and rocks and whatever else, the threads tend to get a little boogered up, and then when you go to take the nuts off, they don't want to come off easy. So that's pretty much it. It wore nice, and honestly, I could probably use this side to bolt it and run this in the front next year. As you can see, it wore more towards the front than it did the back, and so I could get some more life out of this if I really wanted to be frugal about it. I don't know, I'll save this, maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't, I don't know, who knows, but maybe by next year I'll have a blower. Snowblower is definitely the way to go, but it's pricey. I think a snowblower on this is going to run me about $5 grand, or at least that's what it looked like when I first bought the tractor about a little more than a year ago. Since I don't have a huge driveway, I could opt for the 3-point hitch snowblower and use the bucket or leave the loader in the bucket on for moving banks and things like that. But, remains to be seen. I keep my eye on the used market. Maybe I come up with something that is cost effective and within my budget. So here's the steel edge. And you can see that, these bolts have a square shoulder on them, and it fits inside the square hole on the edge, on the cutting edge. And that's what keeps them from spinning. The threads on that bolt are a little funky, so I can't spin it all the way down. That's why I may have to replace them next year. But I got time for that. We'll check with the Kubota dealer. So when I was in Florida, I stopped in at a Kubota dealer down that way just to see the differences between the types of equipment that was commonly sold, or at least, on their sales floor. And it seems like they probably sell more mowers than they do tractors. Although there were a lot of farms where I was in the northern Fort Pierce, southern Vero Beach area, and it seemed like everywhere you turn there's cows. So there is a lot of ag stuff going on there. Maybe beef farming, I'm not so sure, but the Kubota dealership I stopped at was called Florida Coast Equipment, and those guys were awesome. I went in there, told them I was from New Hampshire, and they were very, very nice. Threw me some hats and some koozies and stuff. As you can see, my hat that I'm wearing now is from Florida Coast Equipment. I think that if I lived down that way, I'd be definitely dealing with those guys. well, that's it. Torque to factory spec, I'm sure. Yeah, I got to put the backhoe on this, and in preparation for summertime. I cannot wait. There is a lot of chores to be done around here. We're going to tear the porch off the back of the house this year, tear up the old patio, replace all of that, make it larger. I got some car stuff to do. Be getting the cars ready soon. I got to do front drum brakes on the Firebird, flush the coolant system, replace the heater core because it leaks on my wife's shoes when she's riding in the passenger seat. She's not too happy about that, so can't wait for summertime. Well, that'll do it for this one. I appreciate you hanging out, and hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.